Yeah.
Ruth, likey, and I say likey because you like me, and I own and operate China Connection now. So take stroke survivors to China for treatment.
Okay. How old were you when you had your stroke attack, and what was happening during that time?
I was a very busy 42-year-old and was at that time a professional speaker and a corporate trainer in the area of technology in the West.
What kind of disabilities did you find yourself with after you suffered your stroke attack?
Immediately following the stroke, I had no feeling right or left side, had difficulty swallowing, no mobility, no motion. After a period of a number of days, the mobility started to increase on the left side. The right side, of course, was completely numb, had no movement whatsoever. I had severe vision problems, double vision, and bouncing horizon. Had speech difficulties, a lot of cognitive, mental problems. Couldn't think linearly or hold conversations very well. We tend to forget, had no balance.
Did it affect your family?
Dramatically. I had 3 children at the time.
Looking to China. What was the story behind that?
I think every stroke survivor who's determined determines early on not to necessarily be content with themselves the way they are. And that was my challenge. Is I was totally frustrated, very irritated at my body, my mind, because I couldn't accomplish what I wanted to do. I was fortunate enough to have 2 exchange students who were living in my home at the time, both from Changsha, China, and they challenged me to seek traditional Chinese medical treatment.
So what was the experience like, getting treatment in China?
So I was quite amazed as I began to see little things add up. And I think probably one of the biggest challenges is everybody's looking, as a stroke survivor, you're looking for that big thing to happen. And the big thing doesn't happen. It's the little things that begin to add up to the big things. That persistence pays off.
What sort of treatments did you go through in China?
The treatments in China were varied, and there's not one that I could single out and say this is what did it. It's a combination. They are synergistic. They work together very well. The program is planned and it's strategic and it's very effective.
What advice would you have for other people who have suffered a stroke in terms of seeking treatment?
2 things. Never say never. Don't give up. Be persistent.
Was NeuroAiD, I know it's known by another name in China, was it a very integral part of your treatment then?
Extremely integral. As that medication, again, worked in conjunction with all the other things, you found yourself thinking more clearly, you're increasing blood flow to the brain, so things are functioning better. You're finding out that stimulation, the blood chi, as they would refer to it, is working better. Everything along those lines is much more heightened, and you begin to get the responses. And I still take NeuroAiD today.
How do you feel about NeuroAiD being marketed, being sold right now to other markets outside of China?
I'm thrilled, and they cannot market it fast enough, because no stroke survivor should ever have to deal with or be tossed aside or threatened with the disabilities that I know that they can begin to overcome. And NeuroAiD is an integral part of that. It is a major component in overcoming those disabilities and beginning to get the function back.
So you would say that TCM plays a very important part in the holistic treatment for stroke?
Yes. It's, again, integral. It's very necessary. And one of the things that I hope to see happen over the years, and unfortunately it's going to be years, is begin to see more of that TCM brought into and integrated into Western style medicine.